Friends and I recovered briefly in an army hospital and proceeded to go to Sweden at the invitation of the Swedish government, there to begin a new life among people who loved us, who knew about human dignity and human rights. The lesson that the message that I would like to give you today is something that every human being is capable of. You don't have to wait for a government to tell you that. There are 2 points that I want to share with you. One is about human dignity, a universal principle. Every human being, from the people in the forest in Brazil, to the people in Africa, or the people in so-called civilized society, every human being wants to have his own dignity. But that dignity has to be protected by law. And that law should protect human rights. Every human being is entitled to human rights. That is the greatest protection for everyone, for every society. And the message of people like myself to people who did not experience this is to defend human dignity, to teach a new generation of children, as we do all the time, as I do all the time speaking to students. Defend human dignity, defend human rights. It is a moral obligation and a human obligation. It applies to men of all faith. It applies to all who believe in human liberty. It is not a luxury. It is not a romantic notion. It is a fundamental necessity that human rights be considered sacred. I am a rabbi. In my tradition, and also our Christian fellow human beings, share the same 10 commandments. But I believe there are 11 commandments now. The 11th commandment is, human rights are sacred. And every human being is capable of living in that spirit and is capable of protecting and defending and fighting for human rights.